say world.
Our world. Our world.
I say boy, you say girl.
Boy. Girl. Boy. Girl.
I say everybody move. When I say everybody stop, everybody stop.
This is our world. Everybody's got a song to sing. Each boy and girl. This is our world.
Hi, Anna. How are you today?
Hi, Hugo. I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm fine too, thanks.
Look, I brought you a present. It's a cactus.
A cactus? Oh, wow, that's brilliant. Thanks, Anna.
You're welcome. Cactuses grow in the desert. They can be small, like this one, or they can be really big with thick green stems. And be careful not to touch the stem, or you could scratch yourself on the cactus's sharp spines.
I'll be very careful. Thank you, Anna. This is lovely.
Today, we're going to learn about some amazing plants, like this cactus.
We'll also learn about different ways plants adapt so they can survive in different environments.
We'll hear a song about plants.
We'll meet a National Geographic explorer.
And I'll tell a story called Two Brothers, Two Rewards.
Let's get started.
Let's learn some new words about plants and how they grow. This is the ground. Lots of plants grow in the ground. This is light. Most plants need light in order to grow.
Plants collect energy from light through their leaves and turn it into food.
This is a leaf. Leaves absorb sunlight and help the plant to grow.
Plants need light, as well as water and the nutrients that are in the ground, to grow.
These are roots.
Plants that have roots use them to get the nutrients and water they need and to hold themselves in place.
Bacteria. Tiny organisms called bacteria help the plants to turn nutrients into food that they can use.
Bacteria are very, very small. We can't see them with our eyes, but they're all around us.
This is a stem.
The stem is the part of the plant that supports the leaves, flowers and fruit. Another word for stem is stalk.
Adapt. Plants that can't get nutrients easily through their roots and stems have to adapt or find other ways to get food.
Plants adapt for many different reasons. Some plants have adapted in order to live in difficult environments or to defend themselves. Other plants have developed some really interesting and unusual ways to get food.
That's right. Plants have developed tricks that help them.
This plant, for example, has sticky drops that look delicious but are deadly to insects that land on them.
Survival. Light, water and nutrients are all necessary for a plant's survival.
Survival is difficult. As well as needing light, water and nutrients, plants and animals have to adapt to all sorts of environments in order to survive.
It's amazing, isn't it? Later, we'll talk about the many ways plants have adapted in order to survive. But right now, let's review the words we've learnt. Look carefully. What part of a plant can you see? Are these the plant's flowers, roots, or leaves?
These are the plant's roots. The plant uses its roots to take nutrients and water from the soil.
True or false? A plant's leaves grow underground.
That's false. Leaves grow above the ground. A plant's roots grow underground.
What part of a plant is this? It's a stem. This pitcher plant has got an interesting way of getting food. It eats insects. The pitcher plant is specially to get food. The pitcher plant is specially adapted to get food.
Instead of being eaten by insects, the pitcher plant eats them.
Unscramble this word. Bacteria. Bacteria are tiny. They're too small to see without a microscope. Have a look at this plant. What is it doing? It's tricking an insect. This type of insect is called a wasp. The wasp thinks the flower is another wasp. Where is this plant growing? Is it growing in the ground, in a pot, or in the sea?
Well, it isn't in any type of pot, and it certainly isn't in the sea. The plant is growing in the ground.
Water, light, and nutrients are all necessary for a plant's Water, light, and nutrients are all necessary for a plant's survival. Unscramble this word. Light. Plants need light. They use the energy from light to make their food.
Let's learn more words about how plants adapt in order to survive. Strategy. A strategy is a type of plan. We may not think plants have strategies, but they do.
Plants develop their strategies over very long periods of time. This type of plant, called a Venus flytrap, has got a really interesting strategy for getting food.
Yes, it has. If an insect climbs onto the Venus flytrap, the plant snaps shut and traps the insect.
The plant then eats the insect.
That's true. But when plants eat, they don't chew like you and me. They digest their food slowly. Another strategy lots of plants use is to attract insects. A pitcher plant has a liquid inside it that attracts insects.
If an insect wants to drink the liquid, it climbs onto the plant. And sometimes the insect falls into the pitcher. Then the pitcher plant uses the liquid to digest the insect. Ouch!
This may sound strange, but did you know that one way plants attract insects is by smelling bad? Some plants stink, but some insects actually like that smell and are attracted to the plant.
Some plants are actually famous for smelling bad. Some smell like dead animals. A plant called the Titan arum is said to stink of rotting meat. Some insects love the smell.
Smelling bad, tricking and trapping insects are adaptations and behaviours.
Plants have developed these amazing behaviours over many, many years. They help the plants to survive.
There's so much to learn about plants, and it's also interesting. Let's review some of the things we've learned.
True or false? Stink means to smell very nice.
False. Stink means to smell very bad.
Pitcher plants have developed a strategy to insects.
Pitcher plants have developed a strategy to attract insects. Look out, little one. It's your last chance. What is this plant doing? Is it digesting, attracting, or dropping the insect?
It's digesting the insect. Tricking and trapping insects are adaptations and tricking and trapping insects are adaptations and behaviours. What would you say to this insect? Look out! It's a behaviour, a strategy, or a trap.
Look out! It's a trap!
The flower on this plant looks a lot like a wasp. It's a look-alike. One some plants use is to look like an insect. One strategy some plants use is to look like an insect. This is our last set of words today. This beautiful plant is called a rose.
This part of the rose is the flower.
And this is a thorn. Thorns grow on the rose's stem. Thorns are one example of a plant strategy. These are petals. Roses have beautiful flowers and petals. This is a daisy.
Daisies have got beautiful petals too.
Here's the last word. Vine. A vine is a type of plant that climbs.
Vines often climb trees and even buildings. Okay, let's review now.
What part of a flower is this? Is it the stem, a petal, or a thorn?
It's a petal.
is a type of plant that climbs.
It's a vine. A vine is a type of plant that climbs.
Unscramble this word. Daisy. What type of flower is this? It's a rose. Did you know that people have grown roses for thousands of years? What part of a rose is this? Is it a thorn, a leaf, or a petal?
Oh, I know what that is. It's not a leaf or a petal. It's a thorn. It's a dangerous world, even for plants and insects. Some insects are attracted to sweet-smelling plants.
Yum!
Some insects are attracted to smelly plants.
Ooh, rotting, smelly meat! Delicious!
Some insects are tricked by plants.
This plant smells sweet, too. Uh-oh! Oh, no!
Some insects are eaten by plants. But not this plant. This plant is eaten by insects.
Venus flytraps have got leaves that close to trap insects. If you get trapped inside, you're dead meat.
That sounds scary.
Mimosa plants have leaves that curl up and droop when they're touched. Don't try to land on one of those plants, or you might fall off. Pitcher plants are full of a sweet liquid that smells delicious.
That does smell delicious.
Stop! It's a trick! These colourful flowers allow insects like us to drink the sweet nectar that grows inside them. Have you got it?
Mm-hmm.
Good! Now let's eat.
Leaf and stem and flower and root, the sweet, delicious smell of fruit is here and there and everywhere. Plants are all around. Plants are growing up and down. Air is flowing all around. Plants come in every shape and size. Their bright colors attract the eyes of bees and butterflies. Big and small plants survive it all. Leaf and stem and flower and root, the sweet, delicious smell of fruit is here and there and everywhere. Plants are all around. Plants are growing up and down. Air is flowing all around. Some plants play tricks with our eyes. They're made to give us a surprise. A plant is designed to survive, to make new seeds, to grow and thrive. Some of the oldest plants on earth are trees on mountains high, drinking in the light, reaching up into the sky. Leaf and stem and flower and root, the sweet, delicious smell of fruit is here and there and everywhere. Plants are all around.
Now let's watch videos about some amazing plants and how they've adapted. This is a cactus. Plants such as this cactus have adapted to live in hot, dry environments that don't get a lot of rain.
Cactus roots grow near the surface of the ground to soak up as much liquid as possible when it does rain. The cactus then stores the liquid in its thick green stem to use later.
This is a rainforest, and these are vines. Rainforests have got thick canopies, so it's hard for sunlight to shine through to the ground.
Vines need light to survive, so they have adapted by climbing up the trees to get closer to sunlight.
That's amazing. This next plant has adapted to survive in the water. This is algae.
Algae grows in rivers, lakes and the sea. Algae provides a food source for lots of different creatures in the water, including fish and bacteria.
This plant has adapted to survive in water too. This is seagrass.
Seagrass needs a lot of light to survive, so it grows in shallow water. Seagrass roots dig into the ground to get additional nutrients.
Plants that can't get nutrients easily through their roots and stems have to find other ways to get food. Here are some examples. This clever little plant is a Venus flytrap.
Venus flytraps produce a sweet-smelling liquid that attracts insects. When an insect lands on the plant, the Venus flytrap's leaves snap shut, trapping the insect inside. Then it digests the insect.
This plant digests insects too. This is a pitcher plant.
Pitcher plants are full of sweet liquid. When an insect lands on the plant to drink the liquid, the insect sometimes falls inside. The liquid starts digesting the insect straight away.
Plants have developed some really interesting ways to survive.
Yes, they have. I'd like to see some of these amazing plants in real life.
So would I. We could probably see some of them at a botanical garden. And you could too. Now let's meet Maria Fadiman, National Geographic Emerging Explorer and ethnobotanist.
I always wanted to be outdoors and in the trees, and I always wanted to do conservation. Ethnobotany is the relationship between people and plants in all sorts of ways. There is still so much that we don't know about, so it's important to conserve these plants so that we can study them.
Are you ready for a story? Today's story is called Two Brothers, Two Rewards. This story is a folktale from Japan. Once there were two brothers who were very different from each other. The older brother was the richest man in their village, but he was never happy. He always wanted more. Money is the most important thing in life, the older brother said. The younger brother was poor but happy. I believe that helping others is the most important thing in life, the younger brother said. One day, the younger brother found a sparrow on the ground. It had a broken wing. Poor bird, you can't fly, he said. I will help you. The brother carefully picked up the bird and brought it home. He looked after the sparrow for many days. After a month, the sparrow's wing was better. Now you can fly, said the younger brother. Goodbye, little friend. The sparrow didn't fly away. Instead, it started to speak. I know you don't want a reward for helping me, said the sparrow, but please take this small present. The sparrow gave the younger brother a seed that was in its beak. Plant this seed in your garden and take care of it, the bird said. Then the sparrow flew away. The younger brother planted the seed and watered it each day. Soon a thick vine grew on the ground. Then yellow flowers began to bloom. Soon after that, the vine had fat pumpkins on it. The brother picked a pumpkin for his dinner, but when he cut into it, the pumpkin was filled with gold and jewels. He then cut open more pumpkins. Every single one had treasure in it. The younger brother was now the richest man in the village. The older brother heard about his brother's treasure. "No!" he shouted angrily. He didn't like anyone else to be richer than him. He ran to his brother's house and cried, "How did you get this treasure?" His brother explained that he had helped a sparrow and that the sparrow had given him a magic seed as a reward. "Then I will help a sparrow too," said the older brother, "and I'll get even more treasure." Greedy brother looked for a sparrow with a broken wing, but he could not find one. So he decided to trap a sparrow. He put a piece of bread under a box. Soon a sparrow hopped under the box for the bread. The brother pulled the box down onto the bird. The box trapped the bird and broke its wing. The brother said, "Oh no, you are trapped. Your wing is broken. I'll help you." The greedy brother took the bird home and cared for it. When the bird's wing was better, the brother got ready to let it go. "But first," said the greedy brother, "you must give me a reward. Remember that I mended your wing and saved you from that box." The sparrow said, "Oh yes, I have a reward for you. Plant this pumpkin seed in your garden and take care of it." Then the brother let the sparrow go. The older brother planted the seed and watered it every day. Soon a thick black stalk grew, but it didn't grow on the ground like a pumpkin vine. Instead, it went straight up into the clouds all the way to the moon. And it had a terrible smell. The older brother checked the stalk every day, but no pumpkins grew on it. "Where are the pumpkins?" he thought. "It is only a tall, smelly stalk." The greedy brother thought, "My treasure must be at the top of this stalk." So he began to climb up the stalk. The bad smell was so strong he tried to hold his breath. But he kept thinking of the gold and jewels he would find at the top and kept climbing. He climbed higher and higher until finally he stepped onto the moon. Just then the stalk died and fell to the earth. The greedy brother was stranded on the moon with no treasure. And ever since that day, the greedy brother looks down from the moon once every month. He is still looking for his treasure back on earth. Instead, he sees his happy younger brother helping others. You can see the older brother for yourself. Just look up at the moon the next time it is full, and you will see his face. He is the man in the moon, and he's not very happy. The end.
What an excellent day we've had, Anna. We've learnt about some amazing plants.
Yes, we have. We learnt how different plants have adapted to survive in different environments.
And you brought me this lovely cactus. Aw.
Just remember not to water it too much.
Okay, I'll remember that. See you next time.
See you next time.
And we'll see you next time too. Bye!